Google just had this massive update across the board. So first of all, like Google search, they updated it for the first time in like 25 years. So instead of just like Google search and I'm feeling lucky, they now have AI mode fully built into Google search. So that now can be the default for you if you'd like, is defaulting to AI mode every time. This is big in and of itself because this is the first time they've updated Google search in 25 years. But also if you do like search engine optimization, or if you want your brand to rank in the LLMs like Chat, GPT, Claude, Gemini, which is owned by Google, you need to optimize your site correctly, a little bit differently than you used to. So something, if you have more questions, you can DM me about that. Definitely more crucial now than ever before, because again, Google is making AI mode default. So that's one new update from Google. They have an AI Studio mobile, so you can basically just make stuff with AI on phone. So that's going to be huge. Next, I'll just talk about Google Gemini 3.5 Flash. So that's their most powerful model to date. As they say, it pushes the frontier of intelligence, speed, and cost, and it puts it in a little league of its own. So you can see here, it modeled against, benchmarked against the other models, and it grades out pretty well. Next is Stitch by Google. So Stitch is sort of like their vibe coding platform, let's call it, like Replit and stuff. They did a ton of big new upgrades to Stitch. So you can do streaming, start with an existing design, build in AI edits automatically, but you can do motion stuff, and it makes it easier to import and export. So if you want to go to Lovable or Bull or Replit or From, then they're just making that integration super easy. So you can see some of the videos while I've been talking about some of the new updates from Stitch. Very powerful. And I did a video before where I compared Stitch to Replit to Claude, and Stitch is actually pretty awesome. So if you haven't checked it out, check it out. More stuff on Google AI. I'm kind of all over the place. There was just so much stuff. So they introduced managed agents in the Gemini API. So you can just build autonomous agents more easily than ever before inside of Gemini. They also announced Universal Cart, which is the new hub for shopping for Google, and it works across merchants and services. And so you can add things to your cart when you're shopping on search or in Gemini or YouTube or Gmail, and it all just kind of works together. So if you're in e-commerce, that is a big update that you should definitely be aware of, and make sure that you are optimized accordingly and running ads accordingly as well. So Pomeli is more geared towards, let's call it like solopreneurs or whatever, just people with like very small businesses, but it's actually pretty powerful. So you can build your comprehensive business DNA by putting in your URL, and it like builds out your brand book for you. You can build out websites with this as well if you don't have a website, or you can update it. Pomeli has been around for a little bit. They haven't been pushing it that hard. They just gave it its own little Twitter account, and it's super powerful. Okay, next would be Gemini Omni. And so Omni is their model, that's their creative model. So kind of like Runway or whatever. You can just do anything. You can build worlds, you can do motion graphics, you can do videos, do images. So it's super powerful, as you can see by these clips. These are all made with Omni, and they are very visually appealing and super fun to play around. Check out Google Omni. It's free if you already have Gemini. Just another fun tool from Google. Okay, next one would be Gemini Spark. So what Spark is basically, it's like a 24/7 personal AI agent that helps you manage whatever you need managing. So it can integrate like with your Google Cloud and your Gmail and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, it's nothing revolutionary, but it is the type of thing where like if you actually dive in and set it up, then you do essentially have a 24/7 personal assistant. So that is Gemini Spark.